All right, so we are done with the lips, and you can see how they are looking. Actually, they are looking pretty nice, And I've added a whole lot of these lines. Just add a whole lot of these lines, and they're just gonna look pretty nice, I guess. So that's just how it is. You can see how they look, and I'm assuming that it's not really that hard to actually achieve something like this, especially when you don't really need that much skills to get to something like this. So yeah, now let's actually just ignore the lips, and in this video we are gonna be doing the neck. The neck is actually going to be the most different kind of the skin, and you're gonna see that why actually. Well, first thing first, we have these horizontal lines on the necks, and you usually have them because these are kind of like wrinkles in the cloth that happens because whenever you fold the cloth from one particular part a lot, they kind of develop this memory wrinkle, and this is basically the same thing that's happening over here. So you can see these lines, you can actually call them memory wrinkle as well, and yeah, they do have it quite a lot, but again, not everyone have them a lot. You're gonna have to see the reference and make sure that the character that you are creating, they have it, and they actually also need to make sense. You don't want to just do them a bit too much or a bit too less. They just have to make sense. And in the end, the neck is, yeah, it is a pretty detailed thing, but you can actually get away with a decent looking neck as well. So yeah, you don't really have to think about it too much. So we're gonna be doing some of the chest area as well, because he does have it, and I'm gonna have to push it down a little bit. So yeah, you can see that what we have right now, it is literally ending way before. Uh, so we're gonna have to push it down. So yeah, you can see, and we have these vertical lines over here, but I think these are not lines. These are kind of hairs, but I am still gonna be adding few of these. So yeah, that's basically what the idea is. So first thing first, let's actually just push it down a little bit. And as I've told you, it is going to be different than what we've been creating, even though we are going to be doing a whole lot of lines as well. But the neck, it actually just, it we can create the neck pretty quickly actually. So you're gonna see that. But first thing first, we're gonna have to extend the chest area. So I'm just gonna be doing that. And if you want to, you can actually just remove, what do you say, like symmetry. In this case, I'm not really doing that. And make sure that you don't actually change the neck volumes accidentally. So keep your brush small enough. Yeah, you can see that I've just did right now. So I'm gonna have to fix this part manually now. And because the collarbone is gonna get messed up, right? But yeah, you can actually just do this, and I'm gonna just push it down a little bit more. At this point, I should have actually just removed the symmetry and push it towards the left part. And I am saying left or right based on Johnny Depp's perspective, not from my perspective. From my perspective, I should have said right, but yeah. So I could have, again, as I've said, I could have just removed the symmetry and just pushed it to the left. But now you can see that the collarbone is messed up, so we're gonna have to fix that. So let's actually just fix that pretty quickly. It should not really take that long, and everyone knows how the collarbones are, so let me just do it real quick. And this is pretty much it. You don't really have to be super accurate. I mean, you obviously have to be. It is one of the most important thing. So yeah, just do that, and once you are done, we'll just continue doing the skin of the neck. Alright, so the smoothing is not really working, and I want this part to be a little bit more flat. So let's actually just use the clay strip brush and basically, do something to make sure that the volumes are correct, because right now it is looking a little bit weird, and we're gonna have to just fix it. Alright, so yeah, let's actually just use the clay strip brush to remove some of the volumes that is popping out a little bit too much. And yeah, I've also just lowered down the subdivision so that the smooth works a little bit better. Yeah, you can see this is what we have. I'm gonna be just okay. Oh yeah, alright, that was embarrassing. So let me just create some of the anatomy stuff. So literally just marking some of the muscles. Obviously we don't want them too much because there is gonna be an skin layer on top of the muscles. And Johnny Depp, is he actually that muscular? I don't think he's like that muscular, right? I'm not saying that he's not muscular at all, but he's not super shredded, is basically what I'm saying. So you don't really need to emphasize on the muscles too much. Make sure that your forms are a little bit more smoother and blend out. So yeah. All right, now we can actually work on the chest area, I think. Now that we fixed it, even though it's not really perfect, now that I'm looking at it. All right, now we are obviously going to be hiding things that we don't need because, again, this is just going to make the performance way, way better. And we need to just add these horizontal lines first. But also, you can see that we have this area where pores are suddenly stopping, and we don't want that. But all right now I'm literally just marking these horizontal lines, and there is going to be crisscrossing in this version as well. So you can see this is how you want the crisscross to be happen. It is not going to be a 90-degree crisscross, by the way. That's how you are gonna get the crisscrossing, and I'm actually gonna be doing that. So you can see how they basically create an X and not an perpendicular, perpendicular crisscrossing basically. So create an X instead of perpendicular at this. I think this is like 80ish kind of an angle. No, I think 30 angle on the minor. Minor, do you say minor angle? I don't know. I've totally forgotten the math. But yeah, we are gonna be using the direction brush obviously, and this is, I think, one of the best brush for the skin. You do get what do you say? Uh, Decent amount of details pretty quickly, and then you can actually just pick up few of these lines and manually just go in and just do something of your own. So yeah, right now I'm just trying to figure out the right size of the brush so that it actually looks right. It should not look weird or anything. And there are going to be two directions, as I've said. So these are the two directions which we are gonna be doing. So let's actually just do that. I am gonna just doing the strokes in one direction first, and you can actually just do the middle part after putting the symmetry off, because it could be a bit weird in the middle. So yeah, in this case, the first thing that you can see me doing is I'm literally just doing one side direction, and after I'm done with this, I'm basically just gonna be doing the other side as well. So let's just do this first, and then we'll just come back. All right, so this is the only one. Also, you're gonna just do it on top of the pores, on the border as well, where the pores are disappearing and the neck is starting, so that we can actually blend them in the future. And you can see how we are creating some sort of chicken neck kind of a thing. So yeah, the skin of the chicken neck is not the chicken neck, but the chicken leg actually. I think it's leg, yeah. Yeah, it's leg. So we're gonna be doing the same thing on the neck basically. I know it does sound a little bit weird, but that's just how it is. And you can actually leave your chest area a little bit, or at least have less intense brush stroke, and yeah, it is just gonna work out pretty nicely. So as you are going to use the chest area, just have your brush a little bit less intense, and it's gonna be all right. So yeah, let's just put this towards the back as well, and then we'll be done with the first step actually. As you can see, I'm literally just skipping the back area because I know that we're not gonna be able to see it. So it just does not make sense for us to, create that as well. So it's better to just skip that, save time. Okay, so now that we are done with one direction, we are basically just gonna be doing the same thing in this direction as well. So this is gonna be creating that crisscross thing that I was talking about. And you can see that I'm literally just doing it on the pores as well, so that we can actually blend the skin of the neck with the skin of our cheek area, the face area basically. And you can see what we are getting. We are kind of getting a leathery kind of a look, right? So if you think about it, this is also kind of like a step by step thing, and this is like the first step or the second step. I mean, crisscrossing these lines, you can actually just say that it is kind of like a first step. And after we are done with this, we are just gonna be okay. Let me just do that, maybe that would be easier to understand, if I were to just keep on saying that we are gonna do this and we are gonna do that, maybe that is going to be a little bit more confusing. And yeah, let's actually just complete this first. And you can see that I'm not really doing this on chest area. And yeah, I don't know, you can actually do that, by the way, because I'm basically just gonna be doing the same thing with less intensity. But yeah, you can actually just do that. And now you can see that we are just turning off the symmetry and basically just doing the same thing over here. So yeah, I already talked about this, right? So alright, so now the cool stuff is gonna happen. We are gonna be lowering down the subdivision, and we are gonna be using the multi-resolution, not multi-resolution, multi-pore brush on the neck, but in the opposite. And we've actually decreased the subdivision so that we don't actually get the detail out of it. So yeah, you're gonna see that actually. Yeah, you can see. So this is what we have. This is like the normal intensity and the normal direction, but we want this to come out, right? And this part is so forgiving. You're gonna see that I literally won't care and I'll overlap the brush. So you can see these dots, they are coming out. This is what we want, but the strength is a bit too much. So let's actually try and decrease it. Yeah, I think this is okay, and we can literally just overlap, and it is gonna look so good. You're gonna see that actually you can literally just overlap, and if you feel like that the strength is more or less, adjust it. And you have to do this on the lower subdivision, otherwise you are going to get those star things with the pole brush, and we don't want those stars. We actually want bump only, and in order to get the bump we have to lower down the subdivision. And it is so forgiving. You can literally have different sizes. You can overlap the brush and it would actually still look good. So yeah, this is what we have, and let's increase the strength a little bit, because I think 0.4 was a little bit less. So we're gonna be doing that. And now, okay, I think 0.6. Okay, so yeah, you can see now we are in the normal direction. So first we've made it out. First we've increased the volume, and now we are decreasing the volume. So we are poking in the skin now. And this is like the third or fourth step. I've totally forgotten the number of step, by the way. So first we've made it come out, and now we are actually doing the normal things, which is what we made the multi-pore brush for. And you can see how the neck is looking. It looks like chicken leg or something. So that's basically what the idea was. And yeah, you can see. So literally just you can overlap the original pores and it is gonna still look fine. So if I were to increase the subdivision now, you're gonna see how the skin would actually look. And this is actually pretty much it. The only thing that is left after this particular part is to just use the draw sharp brush and basically pick few of the lines and start adding the horizontal lines. That is like the only thing that would be left for us to do. And you can see how it looks. I mean, you can actually get these details pretty quickly. It's been 14 minutes only, and we get to have something like this. So yeah, that's actually pretty nice. And now we are gonna be smoothing some of the stuff out. And the reason that I'm smoothing stuff out is because I think the intensity was a little bit too more. So you can see that in order to decrease the intensity, you can actually do that. So in the second subdivision, I've smoothened everything out. And if I were to just go into the higher subdivision now, you're gonna see that the intensity is gonna be decreased. So yeah, you can see This is much more sharper, first thing first, and the intensity is also decreased. So if you wanna do if you wanna do the same thing to your sculpt as well, you can actually do that. Just in case if you wanna decrease the intensity. So now we're gonna be doing the same thing on the chest part as well. So yeah, let's just do that. And they are mostly coming down vertically. So I'm just gonna do that as well. And then we are gonna be just applying some crisscrossing by going horizontal as well. All right. I think I am actually gonna be pushing it to the left in the future by removing the symmetry, but in this case, I'm not really doing that. So yeah, let's just do what we have right now. And all right, you can also do this circular gesture to make some more details, but I'm looking at it right now and I feel like the intensity is a little bit more. If I were to do it again, I would have kept the intensity a little bit less actually. And sometimes you do get some weird areas like this, which obviously just undo. Again, we are doing it digitally, so we do have the privilege. Use it. Yeah. Alright, so we are gonna be doing the same thing over here as well with the multi-pore brush, and yeah, let's just decrease the resolution so that we don't get the stars, we only get the dots. And yeah, again, don't go super high intense, and because we've stretched it out, you can see that we don't have enough polygons here. So yeah, that's actually okay, I guess. You don't, it is just pretty forgiving. Don't you worry about that. I mean, the main part of the portrait is face, right? So people don't even look at the neck as much. At least they don't look at the chest area. So now we just need to pick few of the lines and basically create these horizontal lines. And yeah, that's gonna be basically the next few minutes. And we've done these lines so many times. I don't even have to explain it to you. Just don't create super long lines, create a few of the short ones and then just decontinue it and basically just pick some other lines. And that would be how we are going to be creating the neck. Actually, the neck is already looking pretty good and we got something like this. Wait, why did this happen? I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure you won't be able to see this in Render, so there is no reason to fix it. If the camera would have gone super close and we can actually see this part in the render, I would have fixed that. But it's okay, we won't be able to see it in the render, so yes, you don't really need to fix it. Alright, so now we are gonna be blending the actual brush with the neck skin, and you can actually just use the direction brush to do that as well. Just to make sure that you have the intensity a little bit low. I think I'm overdoing it with the intensity in this area. So yeah, I would have actually kept the intensity a little bit low if I were to just do it again, but it's okay. This part you don't really see this in render because it's covered in beard. So yeah, it doesn't really matter actually whether you blend it with the pores or not, if I'm being honest, but still you should, because not every character is going to have pores, right? So yeah, just make sure that you do this properly. And in my case, it is pretty forgiving because again, he does have beard and this part you don't even see, so it's okay, I guess. But in the neck area where we can actually see the neck part, we still have to, give time and basically do a whole lot of line and stuff. And we do get this weird thing. If you want to, you can actually just fix it. But I don't think this is gonna be visible in the render. And if it does, let's just say that if it is visible in render, wait, what am I saying? If it is visible in render, I am actually just gonna be fixing it after that. But if it's not visible in render, I don't think that you actually need to spend time fix something like this. But yeah, so this is what we have, this cross thing, and I feel like that the intensity of this cross is a little bit too much. So let's try something out. Let's try and fill this part actually, and you can see that I'm using the fill brush to do that. Again, you can actually just use whichever brush you want. You can actually just use the clay strip brush as well, by the way. In this case, I'm just using the fill brush. All right, let's just go to the high subdivision to see what exactly we did. And yeah, we can actually just start doing the line thing. Yeah, the favorite. It must be your favorite thing right now, right? To just create the vertical, the horizontal lines. So in this case, we obviously don't have pores to connect. So we won't have to connect the pores. But still, you can actually just, follow some of the lines that we've created using the direction brush. And that way, we should be able to get pretty decent result. By the way, even though we don't have lines right now, the neck is still looking pretty good. So, I mean, if you actually want to and it does look good in render, you can just keep it like this, leave it right here. And yeah, I mean, totally up to you, by the way. I'm not I can only give you suggestion. Maybe it does look good like this, and you don't even have to add the lines. And you can always just do the test renders and change the sculpt. In this case, because it's a course, I'm actually just going step by step. Otherwise, if I were to do this for production, let's just say, and I actually have to make sure that everything works nicely. I would have sculpted something and then do a test render of it, basically, just like we just like we did with the depth of the pores. Remember, in the starting, I wanted to see if the depth of the pores was correct or not, and I just did a test render doing uh, a temporary shader thing, setting up a temporary shader thing. So I obviously want to, speed up the process, and that's why you can see that I'm actually using the direction brush with the anchored, but I don't think this actually worked that nicely. So I have to switch to my TroSharp and just do this manually. And yeah, this is something that you have to do. But again, this video is approximately 30 minutes long. So that's how long it took me to do the neck, which means that it's not like super long. Yes, it is more time taking than your traditional method where you actually use the scans and stuff, but it still is pretty forgiving. And yeah, you can actually just use it. I am going to be working on a short film in the future, and I would say that I'm not actually going to be using this particular method, because again, that thing is going to be for the production, and for production I want to save time. I cannot actually spend weeks on one character, right? Otherwise, it's gonna take a lot of time to create the short film. So in that case, I would actually be just using the texturing XYZ maps, I guess. The price is not really that high, by the way. I think it's $30 or $40 approximately for your personal use, and yeah, I think it is pretty affordable, especially for something like production. I think for production, I don't remember what's the commercial license is, but yeah, I think it's pretty affordable, I think. And obviously, this video is not sponsored, but I am gonna be using their maps in my short films, and we'll actually see how much budget we can extend. Like, I'll try to finish the short film as cheaply as I possibly can, but the only thing that I can think about spending the money on would be to just use the texturing XYZ textures and polygon textures. So if you know polygon, then it's Blender Guru's own website. Most probably gonna be taking subscription for that as well. And I think other than that, I don't think that we're gonna have to spend any money on creating the short film. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. So we'll see how it would go. And that would be my next project. Actually, I'm not gonna be creating a course like this. I am gonna be just by the way, why am I telling you this? I don't think I'm gonna do that in English though. We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll do that in English as well, but most probably that is going to be in Hindi. So yeah, I mean, the short film is gonna be released in English. I'm gonna reach out for some professional dubbers, because obviously I cannot dub as nicely. I'm not even gonna do the voicing for Hindi. Actually, we are gonna find some good voice actors for the Hindi as well, and we'll see how well we can actually do. So right now you can see that I'm pointing out at the nose bridge area, and the skin is not completed here. And what I'm saying is that we're gonna have to complete the skin actually, because in some areas we do have some gaps where we actually have not worked yet, and we're gonna have to work there. So now that the neck is complete, the nose is complete, the eye bag, the lips, they're all complete. The only thing that is left to do is to just do some more skin, and then we are basically done with the sculpting for for at least for the face, so not for the clothes. And we also need to do the carancula. So for the face we are going to be done with the sculpting, and then we can actually just straight jump into coloring him. So the base color, the specular map, right, the micro displacement map, so all of that stuff's gonna be left. So yeah, you are actually gonna get a time lapse, I think, after this video. I'm not quite sure. I've again forgotten what the next video was. But I think after this, you are gonna get a time lapse where I'm just gonna be completing the skin. And for the ears, by the way, you are basically just gonna get something similar skin that you do have on forehead. So you'll just use the multi brush and you do just something like this. Make sure the intensity is low. On the ears, the pore intensity is pretty low and the size of the pores are small as well. You can find some of the references of the ears and just figure it out yourself. It's not really that complicated. I think for the ears, the skin is pretty simple. You don't really need to over complicate anything. And yeah, that would actually be done. So this is what we have, Johnny Depp. Obviously, it's in orthographic view, so we don't have that perspective distortion, but this is the face, right? And in the next video, which is going to be the time lapse, we are gonna be completing the skin part, and then we are gonna be finally doing, I don't remember what we'll be doing. I think we are gonna be doing the base color and stuff. And yeah, that's basically it for this video as well. And I am actually gonna go, and I'll see you in the next video. So yeah, let's just, okay, bye bye, okay.